Ish.
We're a little late with this. I got to tell you, I'm so sorry, but those were two lovely calls, weren't they? And the guy that's coming on now, he doesn't deserve any kind of respect. He deserves to be delayed. I left him, right? Last time I saw him, I left him on a train singing a song with this family of strangers who realised that I was a Man United supporter at an Arsenal match. And I got off the train with them singing, "You're a muppet, but I do love you." Adam Gabsi, Disability Campaigner, Vice Chair of Inclusion London and Harrow Association. How are you, fella?
Yeah, thank you, mate. I love you too. Yeah, I'm actually chair of Inclusion London now. So congratulations.
What did we do with the other one? Did we get rid of them? Did we bury them
That's
somewhere?
Right. Yeah. I'm actually co-chair. So things have moved on in a good way, in a positive way.
Right, we got lots to talk about, fella, and I'm just going to ask Ella, how long have we got? Me and Adam, and don't tell me no, we haven't got 5 minutes. Adam needs more than that, right? Adam, I'm negotiating time with the bosses as I talk to you, but they're just getting in the way, right? Adam, what did you have to do with messing up this Banksy?
Oh, mate, I've been listening to your show, and I actually wanted to ask you if a youth was to have done graffiti on the side of a building, what are the police going to do about that?
Arrest them.
Right, and but what, Banksy can do it?
Yeah.
And as a social housing tenant, I'd kind of be traumatized a little bit if Banksy was to do that on the side of my building.
No, you wouldn't. You would be taking the bricks out trying to sell them somewhere.
Bro, my rent is going to go up. Yeah, so from what I'm hearing, is the owners of the building are going to put up people's rent. And, it's just unfair, I think.
He's kind of gone through that. He's kind of become some sort of Robin Hood type hero. We don't regard him in the way that we do other graffiti artists, messing up the place, destroying the trees. It's like, listen, I told him I'll be honest with you, because you're a mate. Yeah. I don't want to do that foolishness. The manager, well, Eddie, if you look at what people are looking up on social media, then we had a proper Barney till we were laughing about it. And I was saying, Ella, teach me how to just smile and nod, because that's what my mum says. Just look at people and smile and nod. And then it came through that it was a Banksy. It was confirmed. Then the story came through about the hordes of people that were going to visit it. And then it comes through that it's been defaced. Then Ella goes, and then this woman comes on and says, yes, I've been to see it 4 times. So, Adam, you and I are rubbish. We're wrong, and we don't know what we're talking about. And sometimes, and sometimes you got to take the hit, fella.
That's fine. That's fine. If I don't know what I'm talking about, it would be the first time. It's not going to be the last time.
Absolutely.
It's perfectly fine.
That's why you're a mate. Because we have to roll with the punches. Right. Before we get into your stories, it might be one of your stories because I haven't had a chance to do it. But you've sent me one or tagged me in online, and I think you need to tell people about the work that's taking place at 1 o'clock in the morning. But you've got a minute and 30 seconds to do it.
I'm exceptionally tired because my sleep has been broken recently. I'm currently going through remediation works. For anyone that doesn't know what remediation is work to rectify a building defect. So we have cladding similar to Grenfell on my building, and as you know, Eddie, you and I have been fighting for personal emergency evacuation plans for a long time. We got my housing association to change the lifts, so the access to me, who is a wheelchair user, is now fair and the same as everyone else. However, the cladding is still being changed. For some reason, because there is an underground line running parallel to my building, TFO are only allowing the works during the night. So I've been woken up, Eddie, at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning by drilling, and it's really loud, inconvenient, and it's terrible. You know, we've had
I took a look at it for you, fella, but it's legitimate, you know. Yeah, and when I heard the noise in the video, I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's very inconvenient, man. Like, not just for me, for all of the neighbours, but, you know, it's just inconvenient. And now I feel like I'm doing this for people who require better fire safety. So, power to the people and all that stuff.
I think so. But Andy Rowe, right, who's head of London Fire Brigade, gave an exclusive interview to Carl Mercer, special correspondent here at BBC London, and he could not understand it either. And I interviewed him about a year and a half ago. They're kind of, still 1,250 buildings with the same cladding as Grenfell, and the idea that people with disability would be living in tall buildings and wouldn't have these personal emergency evacuation plan, PEEPs as they're called, is absolute nonsense. And I think everybody knows it. It's just about whether there is the will to do something about it. Stay with me, Adam. Let me find out what's happening on those roads, and I'll come back for your three stories. Gabsi is on the line. Remediation for Arsenal. We'll talk about that after you've heard what's happening on London's roads.
BBC Radio London.
This is BBC Radio London. Fully accept that I've got a mate on the show now, but he's a mate through tough times, hard times, and he's a mate that I don't like very much. So the complications of being a Gemini. Adam Gabsi, who is the chair of Inclusion London and Harrow Association of Disabled People and a good friend of the show. Gabsi, remediation, right? That's the word of the day, by the way. I went to see Chelsea women, Arsenal women, or WSL. I think that's the fairest way to do it. And I went with Ella, our producer, and her dad, and my two. The younger one, who is not quite right, decided that he's going to support Arsenal, while me and the older one, we were Chelsea. We waved our flag, and I got to tell you, remediation on the Arsenal team may well be necessary.
Your youngest seems quite an intelligent person, mate. Fantastic. I don't think we need much remediation right now, to be honest. We're doing exceedingly well. But we are going to talk about football, Eddie. Because,
is it on your list? I've got to be careful with this. It's on my list, mate. It's going to be. Brother man, have you not heard them talking about me as a new James Bond?
Is that possible? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. All I need to do is lose a couple of pounds, and I'm in the running for it. 30. I'm the proper age. Now, just before we move on from that part of the football, what we were just doing there is talking about the fact that I'd love to repay the thing and take you to a football match, and maybe when Chelsea are playing Arsenal again, or maybe you and I could do a feature of accessibility of a London football stadia. I think that's something I could probably sell to the bosses, and I think that there'd be something, because actually I like your company, and to see you losing would be quite a good thing.
Wonderful. We can do Wembley if we get to the Champions League final, can't we, Eddie?
Oh, for goodness sake. Let's get on with your stories. You always got to take things to a different direction, right? Yeah. That's your problem, Gabsi. Right. What's your first story for me?
It's election time, Eddie. And I'm going to do my very best to remain politically neutral here. And I am politically neutral. Now, whoever's doing the best for the people, that's potentially who is going to get my vote, especially disabled people. Yeah, as a wheelchair.
Even though you said that, let me warn you, we're in that place there, right, where we have to be careful. But I do know, because I follow you, that you've addressed the assembly, haven't you?
I have numerous times. They've started addressing me. Actually, I'm on terms with Sadiq, where he's when Liverpool were above Arsenal, actually, he was talking to me about football, so I go to the London Mayor question time, and I try and stay on the radar. Politics was never something I had an ambition for in my youth. However, the way of life has kind of pushed me into this, isn't it? And being disabled is extremely political. Okay, we are living in a city, London, 9 million people, that 1 in 8, according to the census, I would dispute the figures, but 1 in 8, according to the census, are disabled. So just over 1 million people are disabled. And I would like the mayoral candidates to speak to disabled people. So today I have invited the mayoral candidate, Sadiq Khan, Susan Hall, Zoe Garbett, Rob Blackie to attend a hustings. Now, if you don't know what a hustings is essentially like BBC Question Time, where political candidates sit in front of an audience and answer questions with regard to health and well-being, the NHS, crime, policing, adult social care, which I think is a
The number one
subject
subject in the world. You know what I think of that. Yes,
mate. I think that's extremely important to me, and then also fire safety is extremely important to me. And I'm chairing 2 hustings, right? So with
what have they said? Have they accepted it?
only up until now, only Zoe Garbett has accepted. So the Green Party have accepted, but I'm sure Labour would accept and Conservatives would accept. When I last met Susan Hall, she was very receptive to me, and we had a good conversation. Likewise, Sadiq Khan.
I think ableism is a fantastic subject. I think it is, because it covers so many aspects, and you could even do the whole kind of well-being aspect of that. Wouldn't they argue? Just let me say, wouldn't they argue that much of what you talked about there is for local authorities as opposed to the mayor?
So that comes onto 2 separate hustings that I'm chairing. One is for the London Mayor and one is for the London Assembly. Now, these are the real people that should be in front of the cameras and, held to account for how they behave.
The 25 people who hold the mayor's office to account. And for the 22 years I've been on here, I've been asking them, what did they do?
Well, no, it's actually good. They do.
Do they?
They do a London Mayor question time. They do questions. They hold him to account or her to account 10 times a year. And my London Assembly member, my London Assembly is Harrow and Brent. So they've put together the 2 boroughs, extremely diverse boroughs.
Who represents you?
A gentleman called Krupesh Harani, who has done wonders. He attended my fire safety meeting. He's done good things, Krupesh. So hopefully he can shake Sadiq Khan.
If he gets re-elected, let's move on. Let's move on, because you're making me nervous, and you always make me nervous.
Listen, I'm happy to work with whoever is in. It's not party political. I'm not party political.
No, I think what you're doing is fantastic. You're holding them to account. Tomorrow, I think, is the anniversary of Louise Case's report into policing. And when they did the whole thing about misogyny, when they did the whole thing about homophobia and racism, the first call I got was, hold on a minute, Eddie also talked about ableism. And so it's important for all of us to be held to account. So good on you. Give me a second story, please.
My second story, it kind of merges with the first story, and with regard to hustings, it actually was the London Mayor putting them into account, and we're holding hustings on the 9th of April at the Abbey, that I think it's called the Abbey Centre.
I think make sure you let either hit me up personally or let Ella know, because I am genuinely interested in it, just for work. It's my city and it's what I do. So I would love to come. I'd love to, because maybe if I don't know, because neither of them seem particularly keen to be interviewed by me at the minute, but of the main candidates, but certainly maybe it's something that I could carry forward for you. It's a big part of London, and I think it's important. And certainly when we talk about social care, there is no bigger issue in my country than social care.
I wonder if they'll be willing to be interviewed by me, Eddie.
No, well, definitely. If that's the case, then I'll come and record that. I don't. It's not personal.
No,
I just want the issue dealt with. You know what I mean? That isn't. You do this job, you have to develop skin like rhino kind of hide. Give me a third one, please, then. And I hope you're ready for when they start pushing back at them. What's your third one?
Cheers, Eddie. I wanted to give Manchester United some credit for doing me, and hopefully you have derailed Liverpool season. Yeah, because I'm looking at the running of
You're-
the three teams going for the title, and Arsenal, Manchester City, and Liverpool. Liverpool have quote unquote the easiest running, so hopefully Man United have done us favour here, and affected the team morale.
You're so wrong. You're going to argue that in a justification for you putting this story on something that I want to be particularly London is the fact that Arsenal are a London club. And by
That's
talking about the absolute game of the season thus far, the
Fantastic.
4-3. As an observer, right? As a kind of, did you enjoy that game?
Yeah, I thought it was wonderful, especially in the last 10 minutes. I thought that was wonderful.
Did you take off your top as well, swing it around or whatever?
No. I didn't go so far, let's say, but credit where credit is due, and I was happy with the result. I like last season, I'm about to go to Manchester, so I am going all over the country because I think the running is going to be interesting. Arsenal.
So are you going up then? You got an away ticket? You going up?
Yeah.
So when I went up, there are going to be more Manchester United fans on the train than Arsenal fans, don't you?
That's fine. That's fine, mate. No, not a problem.
Because they're all Londoners.
I know, mate. I know. We have Manchester City away. We have Tottenham away. We have Man United away. Second last game of the season. I shall be at them all.
Call the first three in order.
Manchester City, possibly a draw, but I'm expecting a win.
No, I want at the end of the season. What will that Premier League table look like?
Earlier on, actually, you played the ABBA song, and it's Bakayo Saka Chant. So, and it's just,
How does it go?
Bakayo Saka, running down the wing, Saka, hear the Arsenal sing, Saka, and we're going to win the league, right? And we're going to win the league, Eddie. Yeah, I've been on your show, mate, sticking up for Arsenal when we were in bad times.
You embarrass me to the level where when they don't win it, I'm phoning you. And if you don't answer the phone, I'm getting in the lift and I'm coming to visit you.
That's fine, mate. Yeah, that's fine.
I'm puncturing I'll puncture your wheelchair. You don't muck about with me because I'm a bad man.
Fine.
You're fantastic. Listen, look after yourself. Next time I talk to you, you tell me where the Princess of Wales is. That's Adam Gabsi.